welcome everyone. Hi, my name is Laura Stylez, media personality, and welcome to Nanit's Registry Real Talk, sponsored by Babylist. So today we're going to be talking everything registries, because I know if you are or were or have been as overwhelmed as I have before, this is the place to get all the answers. So we're going to talk all things registries, pregnancy, those early days of parenthood. But I want to take a special moment to thank our co-sponsors that made the event happen. And a big shout out to Anya, Coterie, Newton, Lalo, Nano Bebe, Elaola, Bodily, and Hatch. Oh, the Hatch. Helping me as I speak right now. And we can talk more about all these amazing brands and their products because there's a lot that's going on. Now, let me remind you of something that's super special about this whole event, okay? Remember, one lucky winner is going to get something super dope. Remember, I hope all of you guys have, all the viewers right now, you still have a little bit of time. So I'm encouraging you, if you haven't done it already, do it. Send your registry to social, okay, at nanit.com. That's social at nanit.com for a chance to win the entire registry. Imagine that, your whole registry, boom, taken care of.
A dream.
That's amazing, okay? So that's definitely up right now. So fingers crossed, good luck to all of you. But like I said, it would be a dream. So we're trying to make this dream come true for all of you right now. So send in your emails. One more time, email it to social at nanit.com. And of course, that registry better have a Nanit on it because it's a must. It's a must, okay? I know I particularly was obsessed with it. I would check in, and we'll talk about more about it, but I would be like, when I finally started working, I would check in not only on my baby to see how dad's doing, but dad had to hold it down. I know all of us out here have been there before. But yeah, I'm so happy. And then there's also going to be a couple of surprises in the chat. So let me tell you, it's going to be a lot of fun, okay? So I just want to let you guys know that none of this is easy. Okay, no matter where you are in your journey, none of it is easy. We've all had our moments. And I know some of these women that are on this webinar today where I've been like, honey, I'm going through it. You know, we've had our special moments where you just got to vent because, you know, there are no rules. You know what I mean? There's just like, we kind of go and we learn and we lean on each other for advice, what works, and what works for one person, it doesn't work for the other. And sometimes you just got to create your own path. But the number one thing is to just do your best and be present. That's all. And when you need a break, you can take a break. You should absolutely take a break. We've all been there. So I just want to make sure to remind all of you guys, like, there is no, you know, perfect parent, because that's one thing that I feel like sometimes we have that pressure, and there is no perfect parent. So again, social at nanit.com. That's where you email your registry. So we're going to start, okay? So yes, my name is Laura Stylez, like I told you, media personality. I have a daughter named Kenza. Kenza is now 2 years old. She's a Halloween baby, and I actually had Kenza in the middle of COVID, so it was quite the ride. But she is healthy and funny and strong, and she has taught me so much. And collectively, like I said, my team of girlfriends, we've all learned from each other, and the dads too. Dads play such an important role, or whatever, you know, parents together. But let me tell you something about the most exciting product that came out since I had a baby. Let's talk about that. Because to me, the Duna stroller was for me. Now, it's not for everybody, okay? Because I live in New York City, and when I had my baby, I was living in Manhattan. So you know what that means, tight spaces, you know, I was taking cabs, I was moving around the city, but I just loved how easy it was and how compact it was. Like, I would break that sucker down into a car seat in 1, 2, 3. So it was really the best, but just know that it only lasts, I think it's, I don't know, who's rocked with a Duna on the my squad? Who has, Wendy, you had a Duna, right?
I'm still using it because I had a second baby.
Yes.
I think 35 pounds max, and then, no, 35 inches and 32 pounds max, whichever comes first.
Yes. So you have to keep that in mind too, because you're eventually going to have to get like an official stroller, and there's strollers for everyone. But for me, that was one of the most exciting products. The fact that I didn't have to carry a car seat and a stroller was so clutch for me. It every time we used it, my partner was like, God, this is so great. So that was one of my most exciting products for me. I don't know. What about you guys? Wendy, you definitely are a Duna girl like me, but what is one of the most exciting products for you? What's something that really, since you had your last baby, because you're on baby number 2.
Yeah, besides the Nanit, you know what's so funny about the Nanit? Let me tell you something about, like, because the baby's in the back next to me, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like so tired because feeding all throughout the night, every 2-3 hours. So I don't even get up to look when there's a noise. I turn on my app on the phone. He's like the baby's like literally right next to me. I still look at the app. I'm like, okay, or just moving a little bit, and then and I go back to sleep or something. But I think the Duna is my favorite, and also the new baby Bretza, the 10-minute sterilizer and dryer. Oh
Ooh.
my God, is a game changer. You need it. It just came out. So I used to be like waiting for an hour for the sterilizer and dryer to dry, and I'm like, oh my God, you didn't put it in. I told you to wash it, earlier. But now it's like 10 minutes. I go pee, and then it's like done. It's so good. Everyone needs to add that to their registry. It's so good.
That's a good one. Does anybody else want to chime in on anything that they absolutely love?
I was gonna say, y'all see him over here taking notes. First time mom, I'm like, great, let me add that. So ladies, you
It's
tell
so
me,
good.
I hear you guys over the Duna, but I was looking at the Upper Baby for a stroller.
Yes.
Like-
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, give me the tea. What's the tea on the Upper Baby?
I love the Upper Baby. I have the Upper Baby Vista 2. I think that's
That's what I'm looking at.
I have a low mom brain, so I don't always remember the full full brand names. But I love that one. It is so like it literally goes over whatever. Like I've taken it to like the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens. I basically did some like fake off-road stuff with it.
Definitely.
And oh my God, it literally went over everything so smoothly. And I love that I was able to like have it in a bassinet form and then also convert it. And I also like that like you can eventually I believe you can like double up eventually, which I really like because that makes it easier for me to have baby number 2 and you don't gotta buy another stroller. But I really love the upper baby. It's great. I have to say it. Like I used to nanny and also help all my single mom friends with their babies. And low key, I was like, yo, I wish they had this stroller when I was helping them
So
because
true.
it's so smooth. Like it's such a good stroller and really durable, which I like because I feel like some strollers they get a little, they kind of
Little
crap out
flimsy.
on you
Yeah,
after.
yeah.
That's all time. I had it since my first baby in 2020. I'm still using it.
You see?
I'm buying mine. Well, we're buying me and my partner tomorrow. But strollers are so freaking expensive. So it's good to know.
It's worth it though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's good to know that this is a good one. Then I was gonna say on my list also, like I had it's called City Sway. So it's like, do y'all know it's like a 2-in-1 rocker? I don't know what you call it, like to put the babies down, but anything basically ergonomic, because I'm in New York also, North Carolina right now. Anything that like is flatter or smaller or just I'm worried about space.
I can answer that one. So I'm actually the gear editor of Babylist, just to introduce myself to everybody, which means that I get to write about baby gear for a living, and it's so much fun. I have an 8-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. So I've kind of been a mom a while ago and then just became a mom again with a very
Amazing.
gap. So I had the chance to like try baby gear then, and now with my job with Babylist, I get to try it again. So I would recommend the Baby Bjorn the Bouncer, the Baby Bjorn Balance Soft, I think it's called. It is a bouncy seat, but it's powered. It doesn't have batteries or anything. You basically it's like an ergonomic seat for the baby. They sit in it, they kick their little legs, it bounces. You can use it from, I think, 7 or 8 pounds. So pretty much from the newborn days all the way up through. It eventually converts into like a little seat for like a toddler. But it's amazing. It folds flat, so you can slip it like right under a couch or a bed. And also the cover slips right off and you can put it in the wash because you will definitely have some blowouts in it and you need something that is washable. It's one of my favorite pieces of baby gear for sure.
I know we were so excited and we started jumping in because this is such an important conversation. But Jen, can you tell the audience that's tuned in just a little bit about yourself and how you became this expert that we're so lucky to have today?
Kind of haphazardly. So like I said, I'm the gear editor. So at Babylist, it sounds like on the chat, a lot of people are already familiar with Babylist, which makes me so happy. I use Babylist for my babies as well. And I've given gifts through Babylist. So what we are is a universal baby registry. And that means that you can add products and gear from any store. So we have our own shop. We have a Babylist shop that you can, get to online, but you can also add something from Target, something from Amazon, something from Walmart, whatever you want. And it's all in one centralized registry. We also have an opportunity to organize your registry into categories, and we have product guides, and that's where I come in. So we have a whole section of product guides, everything from strollers, best strollers, to best car seats, to best, things about postpartum, things about fertility, things about pregnancy. It's great. It's awesome. It's a huge resource. We listen to our community, to our users a ton, and we try to answer the questions that registrants and new parents have, because as we were talking about, I think the biggest thing we hear is that it's so overwhelming to choose baby gear. I remember it from my first, even from my second, and this is what I do for a living. I remember looking, being like, oh my gosh, there's so many things. How do I choose what? I don't even know. How do I know what this baby is going to want? So we try to make that a little easier for you. And we also have a new site called Babylist Health, which helps you get a breast pump through insurance. And it's awesome. It just launched a few months ago. You can go put your insurance in, pick your breast pump, and then we do the rest. We check with your doctor, we get everything mailed to you, it shows up right at your door. So
that's amazing.
It's
amazing.
Amazing. And it's also really pretty. The design, the site it's so much nicer than just going through because you can go through your insurance site, but they're kind of clunky, and Babylist Health is awesome. So that's a little plug for us. So yeah, I love to answer any gear questions that I see come up in the chat. And that's a little about me.
We're definitely going to go to you because we do have questions, but I just want to let you know that I personally was one of those overwhelmed parents that I was like, what is happening? And Babylist was so easy to use. To me, that's why.
So happy to hear.
No, the best part about it, it finally was oh, okay, you know? So thank you. Thank you,
You're
guys.
welcome. The other thing too, just to quickly mention that I forgot to mention, you can also add things like help and favors. So intangible items. So you can add a home cooked meal to your registry. You can add a gift card for takeout. And that's the kind of stuff that you don't always think about when you're thinking of starting a registry, but when you're in the moment and you have a gift card sitting there and you can just order food to come, when you're 2 weeks postpartum, it is invaluable. So I love that you can do that kind of stuff on Babylist too.
It's a great idea. And now that you say it, I started having flashbacks. I'm like, yes, that's what we needed at that time. So that is so cool. So shout out to Babylist. You guys are incredible. And I just thank you again for making everything so user friendly. I know everybody on the chat feels the same. I see a lot of people saying yep, it's so easy. I love it. I also want to introduce really quickly a few more of these incredible mamas that I have right now. We have DJ Lady S.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
Yay. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am an international DJ, radio host. Together with Laura, we are on Hot 97, New York. And I have a 1 year old, 1 year and 3 months. So that makes it 50. I always say 1 year and 3 months instead of 15 months. It's just so much easier. But I'm just so proud that I made it to the 1 year mark. So I'm I did it, 1 year. She's alive. So yeah, I'm so happy to be here, to be joining all my cool moms, and to be, helping a little bit the new moms, the expectant moms. I get it. It's super overwhelming, but you'll get there. And one thing that I do want to say, follow your gut. If you think this bottle is going to work for you, go with that bottle. If you think this stroller will work for you, go with that stroller. I feel like there's no golden rule, or there's no that winning ticket. It's all about trying and going for it. But I must say that for me personally, the Nanit has been a lifesaver when it comes to sleep, because we all hit those sleep regression bumps, and one is a natural good sleeper and the other one's horrible sleeper. Well, the Nanit really helped me just recently. I'm not gonna lie. I just recently sleep trained my baby. It's been about 4 months now, and I kind of went cold turkey, put the baby in the crib, and just watch her on Nanit because my baby is not the type of baby to do the check-ins. You know, you have a method where you do check-ins, and I did a check-in. The child went nuts. So I was like, okay, I cannot do these check-ins, not for me. I just need to put a cold turkey in the crib and just go to my bed, cry, and watch the Nanit. So the Nanit has been an incredible help for me and my husband to be able to sleep train the baby. And recently we hit a beautiful milestone for the first time. Maysoon, my daughter, slept for 11 hours. It's a big win. So you have this thing. I'm so happy. Literally, she slept 11 hours. I slept 11 hours because the one golden rule is try to sleep when your baby sleeps. Try it. I understand you want to do so many other things, but try it. But this thing in Nanit, it's called Insights. It also, registers so many moments, but it also registers the time asleep. It tells you baby asleep this many hours, and it tells you how many check-ins. It's just so good. It's just so good. And when I woke up, and then when I get that message of like ding 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 11 hours, I was like, what? So definitely include that Nanit if you're looking for a baby camera, because it's great. It's really, really great. When I'm DJing, when I'm out, when I'm going with girlfriends, and daddy's on daddy daycare duty, I can be like, okay, did he put the baby really in the crib? And I can spy on them, and then I'll send them a sneaky text, and I'm like, hey, it's time to put the baby in the bed. She's not there yet. So it has so many great features. It's really, really good.
It's really saved me too. I definitely have been on the air on my radio, and I'm like, boop, checking the app. Make sure.
That's what I mean.
Oh man, Alicia, mommy to be.
Yeah.
We are counting it down. So I want you to introduce yourself to all the amazing people that are locked in right now.
Hi guys, so I'm a journalist, worked for a lot of places, E! News, Entertainment Tonight, Daily Mail TV. Now I'm at ABC and Good Morning America 3. First time mom, and it's funny, literally like a year ago for Good Morning America 3, I covered Nanit. And it like getting the assignment, I'm like, what's a Nanit? I was, again, guys, I wasn't even pregnant yet. And so once I did the story, all my mom friends were like, can you hook us up, blah, blah, blah. Cut to a year later, and I'm like, I'm all about a Nanit. I know exactly what it's about. But yes, I'm just excited. I froze my eggs at 39. I was ripping and running in my career. You just never know what's going to happen. Mentally, I'm like, you know what? 41, I'm just going to get pregnant on my own. You never know. Surprise, popped up pregnant. I have part of them. So, life happens. So here we are. So I was working 3 jobs, you guys, going, boom. Now I'm pregnant. Now it's about this motherhood life. So when I was doing my registry, I'm like, where do I go? They're like, Babylist. It is the gear makes it so easy just to add stuff. So it's been so much fun talking to fellow moms. Laura and I were talking the other day, and I was like, oh, I came for a regular checkup. I have to stay at the hospital. She's like, oh, girl, I've been there, done that. So it's just been a really beautiful community and a journey I'm so glad to be on. I didn't know if it would happen for me, to be honest. I just didn't know. And I couldn't be more grateful, scared, and excited. So I've got a lot of questions. This is just the unexpected pregnancy, but we're rolling with it.
We're rolling. Congrats, man.
Thank
We're
you.
so happy for you.
Thank you.
Now we have another wonderful mama of 2. My good friend Wendy Lam is with us.
Hi, I'm Wendy, and I'm a digital creator of Nitrolicious and also a kids Instagram account called Minilicious. And I have a pandemic baby, March 21st, 2020. That's the day it hit that everything closed. The next day after I had the baby, everything closed at the hospital. And then I just recently had another baby in September. And I'm excited to join you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yay. And also my dear friend, someone who I lean on, and we've had many conversations. Emilia Ortiz is with us.
Hi, everybody. Again, I'm a mental health advocate and energetic healer from Brooklyn. I am a mama, first-time mommy to my beautiful rainbow baby who is almost 2, gonna be 2 in March. I had my baby during COVID as well, which was wild to say the least.
Wild.
You know, which is why I had a home birth. Luckily, I was able to do that. But you know, was really just such an interesting and amazing experience to do during a pandemic. You know, because there were a lot of rules that I guess, you know, had it not been a pandemic, you know, I could have done my home birth a little different. I could have had everybody I wanted there. But I'm really excited to be here, you know, and to get into all of this stuff, especially since we're getting to do this with Babylist, because it really was such a godsend for me. Oh my God, for so many reasons, like, especially since I ended up having just like a little virtual baby shower instead because
Same.
of COVID. I didn't do an in-person baby shower, which, you know, because COVID was going on and I was pregnant mainly throughout like the really cold months in New York where ain't nobody gonna be doing that outside. So, you know, I had to do, you know, what I could. So Babylist was amazing because I literally was able to just have everybody send whatever, right? Through Babylist, and also to sign up for things like having the opportunity to put like a thing for them to send cash, right, which was helpful for paying for certain things like my doula,
Right.
you know, or my chiropractic sessions that I had throughout my pregnancy, which were like,
Right.
again, godsend. So I think this is really just so great that everybody is, you know, maybe if you didn't know about Babylist, now you're gonna know about Babylist and how amazing it is. You know, because it really, I think, just makes this whole baby registry thing so much easier, because then you also don't have to worry about all the like, well, what if I want this from there or that from there, right? And
Right.
I can't register at like a million different stores, you know? So I think this is really just like such a great opportunity. And I hope that, you know, everybody leaves here feeling a little less overwhelmed by the process of, you know, deciding what goes on the list, right? And also just how you're gonna make your baby registry and where.
I think you brought up a great point. And Jen, I'm so happy you brought it up because I will tell you, don't feel embarrassed to put in a diaper fund, a nanny fund. Like you said, hey, a dinner, a gift card, whatever. Because I feel like, Jen, I don't know if you've heard this from other people about when creating their list. I think that everyone must put products, which are a must. We need all our products, but simple things like that, the fact that Babylist kind of has the ability to have that, and you could just put up your PayPal or whatever, whichever way you want to go. I think that's so important.
It's also like a more, like, I think it sometimes makes people feel a little uncomfortable. Like we all know, like in some families, like my family gives money and that's like what we do. Like you get like an envelope with some money in it, but like not everyone's family is comfortable like that. So if you kind of aren't sure how to ask for like a gift card or just like you said, like to pay for your doula, that's like huge. And the fact that you can make it as a registry item and a gift is like, it's different. It doesn't really exist anywhere else. And it's actually really useful for new parents. So you feel like you're really giving something that can actually be helpful to them.
Yes. So
Anybody
parents,
struggle with, oh, sorry, I still haven't put it on there. Is it just me? Did anybody struggle with putting your pumping like stuff on there, like bras? And I
Put it
still
on.
put it on. I feel weird about that. Is it?
No.
I don't know.
No,
Okay.
put all of it on there.
put it on.
No one cares.
Everything.
Yeah.
But they don't
Put
buy it.
everything.
Usually that doesn't get fulfilled.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think other moms tend to do it. Like if you have
Yeah,
friends
exactly.
who are moms, like they end up doing it. Cause that's what happened for me, like with my pump. Cause I did put my pump on, and one of my homegirls who had a baby already and used that pump got it for me and then texted me right after and was like, girl, I'm so glad you put that on because I was gonna tell you to put it on because you need that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I saw somebody put a recovery kit on there. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, don't be, I put nipple cream. I just put everything on there. Pads, it doesn't matter. Put it
Yeah.
on there because you know what people want, the whole purpose, right, is to put stuff that you need specifically for this journey. So don't be shy. And sometimes like if you people run out of things to buy, they'll be like, oh, she still needs this, you know? So please don't be shy and put all of it. And especially like for aftercare, for postpartum care, you know, for, you know, whatever it is. But I have a question for you ladies. So first I want to tell you guys, one of the products that helped me bond with my baby was a baby carrier. It just makes you feel like so close, and you could get stuff done. I remember just doing everything around the house with my baby attached to me. I feel like mama kangaroo, but it was game changer. So I was indoors most of the time because it was during COVID. But I don't know about you ladies. I'm curious to hear some of the products that help you bond with your baby. Do any of you guys have anything you guys want to tell me about?
Well, I'll jump in. So definitely a baby carrier. Whether that's like one that is like, with all the hooks and the straps,
Yeah.
or like a baby wrap, instead, whichever like feels more doable for you, I definitely think people should jump on, because it does make things really like nice and snuggly while you can still get things done. One of the other things that was really helpful for me, and I mean, I used this for literally everything, I didn't just use it for nursing, was one of those like wraparound nursing pillows. I used that
Oh,
for so many things. Like, not even just for, like, I would nurse, whatever. But I will not lie, my baby was one of those babies that was like, do not put me down. Don't put me over there. I want to be, at all times. And so it made things like eating a lot easier for me, because I was able to sit, on the couch, for example, right, and have that and kind of position my baby a certain way while also still eating. But it still allowed there to be time for like bonding, right? And like, it was really helpful for me because I also was able to like answer emails while my baby was still kind of snuggled safely, and positioned against me without having to use a baby carrier. But it also made nursing so much easier in the beginning when I was like exhausted and just kind of like, but you're just like, I'm so tired, right? Be able to like have the baby like without you having to really hold was really helpful for me in the healing process, but also the bonding process. So I think that's definitely one of the things that was like essential for me for bonding, was either a carrier or like that nursing pillow.
I love
Because
those.
it's so helpful, and I low-key have used it for me. Since my baby grew out of it, I've low-key used it as like a neck pillow, all kinds of things. I'm a use and reuse type of mommy. So.
It's
I feel
so
like,
good.
to build on what you just said, I always tell expecting parents, like, the Boppy is awesome, and so is the My Breast Friend, which is
Yeah.
another nursing pillow. I'm not a big advocate of like adding, I don't think you need a million things on your registry, even though like obviously I work for Babylist and I would love to tell you to all add a million things, but it's okay to pick and choose what you want. You don't need all the things. But the My Breast Friend is really firm. It's like a very thick sort of supportive foam, and it straps around your midsection. So when you're first learning to nurse, and you just need more support, and it really holds the baby up, and it's tight to you. Whereas the Boppy, I found a little later in your nursing journey is helpful. Some people like the Boppy from the beginning, but the Boppy is a little softer. It's a great neck pillow also, I agree. And so like once your baby's a little more comfortable with nursing, you have your latch and your positioning down, then I feel like you can switch to the Boppy. And then you can also use the Boppy for like supervised tummy time as like a prop for sitting. So you really do get a lot of use out of both of them. It's one of the few times where I do recommend, like, if you plan on nursing and you're a little hesitant about the whole thing, which a lot of people are because it's really overwhelming, I do recommend both of those.
What is the beauty of Hatch? Because I feel like that was on every list I saw. And it's on mine. Yeah.
I can talk about Hatch if you want, or Laura can talk about it. She loves it.
You're going to be okay. No, I'm definitely going to need you as our expert, but I'm going to throw it just personal journeys. That's what we're sharing. Okay. I'm going to throw it to DJ Lady S, because she's the one who was like, when I was telling her, like, I don't know what to do, she's not sleeping. She's like, girl, do you have a Hatch?
Yeah.
So please tell us about how it's helped you and the baby.
Well, yeah, back to my kind of sleep training journey. I have been using the Hatch literally since day one, since the day we got home. And so you got to know about the color. So the Hatch, you can set it in different colors. But when I went through the sleep training blogs and moms talking about, oh, this is what we do and this is how we use the Hatch. So there are a few colors. So if you want to go to sleep, or if you want to, put it on a red or like an orange color, because apparently it helps them understand like, okay, now it's sleep time, and then it gives them like that internal clock of them, puts them to ease, and they can easily like, go in on their sleep. And if you want to wake them up, you use the blue light, because blue it's brighter, and it wakes them, like it's something in your brain, and then it triggers it, and then they're like, oh, okay, it's time to wake up. Now it also goes paired with the sounds. You can choose with it whichever sound you like. But for example, my daughter, she has a class on Wednesday morning, so she has to be out of the house at 9 a.m. That means she really has to wake up at 8 a.m. And sometimes she wants to sleep longer. So I make sure to put the little birds on whenever it's time to rise. And then she really wakes up like, bird, bird, bird. So it's really helpful, and you can set timers. You can set in the app whenever you wanted to jump on, whenever you wanted to go into waking mode. So the app is also really great. And to be honest, I was always a sleeper, like it had to be super quiet in the room. But now I'm like trying to turn that hatch a little bit up so I can hear it too, so I can doze off.
Yeah.
Cool. It's really cool. I would definitely add that to your list for sure.
Yeah, I saw somebody in the chat that said they still use their hatch and their baby's 2.5 years old. So that just goes to show you. And Jen, you can share us some expert notes on the hatch.
She got it. She hit all of them. So basically it's like it's a multi-use product, which I love. It's like anything that grows with baby, especially if you're living in like an apartment, if you're in, a city and you don't want to like load up with a million things. So it's a sound machine, it's a night light, it's an okay to wake clock, which you were saying, like you put the birds on. It's great as your baby gets older. If you have like a 2 or 3 year old and you want them to stay in bed until 7:30 in the morning, and you can set the light to turn on and say like, you can't get out of bed until that light turns whatever blue. And you can do it all from your phone. They have all these sounds to choose from, all these colored lights to choose from. It's something that didn't exist with my first, existed when I had my second, and now it's going upstairs in my baby's nursery right now, and I love it.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's really like right now, it's definitely helping us so much. So yes, do recommend, throw that on your baby list. Now, Emilia, I wanted to see if you could share with us any classes or experience that you recommend before the baby arrives.
So for before the baby arrives, one of the things that I would suggest, like I know everybody always talks about, doing like a birthing class, to prepare you for birth. That's wonderful. Of course, do that. But also if you can find anything that teaches you about like baby massage is really helpful. There are some that are like, very specific, and some that are just kind of general. And I feel like it's really helpful because that was something that was like essential in helping me and baby bond, especially after bath time and forming a routine. It was also really helpful because like when I was in labor, at one point my baby decided, let me mush my head into your pelvis. I'm really cozy in here. I I don't really want to come out just yet. So we had to do some things to like, get the baby out. Which was fine, but things like that can cause kind of like trauma in certain ways, right? For the baby, not just for us, but also for the baby. Can kind of cause things to be a little, kind of crickety when they come out. And doing baby massage is really helpful with releasing any tension that they may have built up on the way, through the canal, and also as they adjust to life outside. So that was something that I really enjoyed doing, was taking, I took one online. And it's funny because my chiropractor actually kind of gave me the push, because I know everybody, like, we all think about baby massage just kind of like, moisturizing, right? And just kind of being gentle and things like that. But there are ones that are a lot more specific with how to do it for like different parts of the body, other than just like, the typical like ones that we would assume to do. And I think like that one is really great because it also gives you a skill that is helpful for soothing your baby. And some of them talk about like acupressure points, which can be really helpful if you need to get your baby to, move something along through their intestinal canal that's not really coming out, right? Your baby hasn't pooped in however long and you're stressed about it. There's certain points on the feet that you can massage and press a certain way that helps to move that along. So I think that that's really helpful in like giving parents like a leg up in how to soothe the baby, right? Because I know so many talk about, right? Like rocking or using this machine or that machine. And sometimes that can kind of make you feel a little like less than in some ways, right? Because you're like, well, why does only the mama rule work? Why can't I do this? Why can't I fix it? Right. So I think like baby massage classes are really helpful for that, and can definitely help, especially for dads, I think, because I think a lot of dads also kind of can sometimes have a certain like experience, right? Where it's like, why does mommy fix everything? Why is it that, you know, I can pass the baby off to mommy and immediately, right? Baby is soothed or mommy knows how, and I don't have this same connection. And I think that can kind of empower dads, right? With how to, you know, soothe baby in a way, right? That isn't necessarily about having the boobs, right? Or having the heartbeat that they heard for, you know, 9 or however many months and things like that. So I would definitely recommend baby massage. I think it's really helpful and just really empowering, and also like a gentle tool that you can use that doesn't feel overwhelming with all the other knowledge that you gotta get under your belt, right? While being pregnant.
All right, that's so helpful. And you know what? I didn't even think about it. Like these are things that you don't even think about, like baby massage, but you're so
Yeah.
right. Like I learned that afterwards. Wendy, I wanted to ask you, like, can you share any tips or anything that got you through the night that gave you a peace of mind?
First is a Nanit, because I love the split screen, because my 2-year-old sleeps in his own room, and
Oh.
my baby sleeps, the new baby sleeps in the bassinet in my room. But like I said, I don't really, if it's just a little noise, I just turn on my app to look.
Right,
So
right.
also I breastfeed. I still breastfeed through the night. Like so the haka, you definitely need a haka. Okay, because
Wait, what's a haka?
like a silicone holder, I like to say, and you put it on
Like a hand pump, Jen?
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
a
like a
hand
manual
pump.
Yeah,
pump.
it's
Like
a
manual pump.
silicone manual pump. Instead of having a handle, it you squeeze it and then you attach it, and then when you let it go, as it like, what's the word? Unsuction.
Suction.
Yeah, it suctions like your milk out, basically.
Yeah, so you feed on one side and then I leak on the other side a lot.
Mhm.
So you those are like liquid gold, right? So you just save it, and if you have like, you know, you're under producer or overproducer, you want to save those for like you can stash it away for later on or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, of course.
But I don't like to use those pads for you know, it's liquid
Mhm.
gold. You don't want to waste it. So use the haka and then feed on one side and catch the other side. That's one of them. And I use the Dakatot nursing pillow sometimes, and also the Boppy as well is really helpful. Those things. And I use a snoo, and it helped a lot. For you know, some people it doesn't work, but for me, for both kids, they both love it. So sometimes when the baby makes a noise, I just turn on the snoo for a little, it shakes a little to help it go back to sleep, and then I won't have to nurse for a few hours, and then that really helped a lot too. I think the snoo, those few things helped me a lot through the night.
Yeah, that's helpful. Yes. I mean, we just
And the
this
hatch, and the hatch.
conversation. What'd you say?
And the hatch machine.
And the hatch. Yeah, it's a combination. So remember, to everybody who is on the chat, add those to your baby list.
Yes.
Now, you know that I forgot about a lot of these things. You just forget. I'm like, yeah, I
Blocked it out. You didn't forget. You blocked it out.
forgot. Yes.
Big thanks, Jen. Big thanks.
Reminding you guys, if you guys are just joining us, have you mailed in your baby registry? Because you know we're hooking you up right now. Email your entire baby registry and make sure you add the Nanit to social@nanit.com. Okay. And I don't know if you guys noticed, we've been having these great conversations, but they're doing these secret giveaways in the chat. So I'm listening to you guys, and then I see something exciting being given away. I'm like, ooh, what's that? So We're hooking everybody up today, so it's really cool. But Lady S, okay, I have a question for you. For you, what was the most highly recommended baby product that was worth the actual hype?
I think I have to go to my the upper baby stroller because it is expensive, it is expensive. And I have the Vista too as well, like Emilia and I think Wendy, she has it as well. I think it was worth the investment. It's something I can't live without, to be honest. Like the ladies already said, I live in New York, we live in New York. The streets here are very bumpy, and I feel like it's sturdy enough and I feel safe because I did use other strollers, and whenever oh my God, God forbid this really happened, she almost fell out of the stroller because it was not sturdy enough. And I feel like the upper baby, the Vista 2, the wheels are super sturdy. And the best thing about it that the ladies haven't mentioned for me, now that she's 15 months old, so it comes with 3 Jen, how do you call it, 3 compartments to put on the wheels? 3. So first bassinet, like
3, like 3, 3 seats basically. It's a bassinet and a toddler seat that can switch forward or backward.
Yes. So now she's in the toddler seat. And then the good thing about the toddler seat is it has a handle in the back and you can switch positions. So if she's sleeping, I can totally lay her almost flat, and that's just amazing. And I feel like that's an advantage that I haven't seen in other strollers. So you can literally hold the handle. She wants to sit up straight, she can sit up straight. If you want to tilt her, or she can literally just sleep. And to me, that was the best purchase, the most expensive purchase, and the best purchase, worth its money. So honestly, yes. I'm not gonna lie. I know you're a Duna girl. I'm not a Duna girl at all.
Yeah. No, it's okay. But remember, the Duna girls only till a certain amount. Remember, it's only till a certain amount of time. So it's not like, I think people should maybe just go with your stroller because you can use that throughout the entire thing. For me, I use the Duna at the beginning, but remember, once your child is a certain weight or height, you can't really use the Duna anymore. So you would have to get another stroller. So I was gifted on my baby list. Somebody was very kind enough to give it to me. So that's why I took advantage, and I absolutely loved it. But like I said, everyone's different, it depends.
Absolutely.
Depends what your lifestyle is like. So that's really important. That's why we encourage you, just do what's right for you.
Exactly.
Okay. So this is a good one. Okay. So what is the grossest yet most necessary baby product so far?
I know.
I'm gonna tell you mine. The Frida baby. That's where you suck the boogies.
Yeah.
Oh my God. By the way, guys, I just want to let everybody know that it does have a filter. Because at first I was like, I went to Dad. I said, hey, I think this would be good for you to do. I get nervous. And he's like, what do you mean? So he starts playing with that. He's like, it has a filter. And I was like, I knew that the whole time, No, I didn't. I thought it was like literally a straw, but it's gross. But I will tell you, it's helped me a lot. Now, I didn't even know about the electric ones. So Jen, can you tell me a little bit about those?
I personally prefer the manual stuff. And wait, do you want to hear something even more disgusting? I don't even use the filter because okay, first of all, he's like licking my face. Like the baby sneezes in my eye. So like, who are we kidding? And you get better suction if you take the filter out, and it never gets anywhere near. It stays at the bottom of the thing. I ran out one day and I was like, I'm just not going to use the filter. Now I don't use the filter. I live on the edge over here.
Wait, live on the edge. Do you feel like it sucks better? Because if it sucks better, then I'm just gonna do that too.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
I'm sure Frida Baby is thrilled that this is how I'm representing their product, but it's true.
Oh my God. All right, Alicia, I know that we are going in and you're sitting there laughing like,
I'm like, oh, what I have to look forward to. What I have to look forward to.
So I just want to know, like, what's helpful for you? What's helpful for you? I mean, what is something, as an expecting mom, what do you want to know beforehand?
You know what's been so helpful for me is random, but like Reddit and all these mom blogs because it's literally the stuff you think about, but you're like, is anybody else feeling this way?
Yeah.
Just to almost be a voyeur on these blogs and read things. And then also, this is not a product, but I think it's important, is mental health. So like I didn't take therapy. I didn't even do therapy before getting pregnant. And I like it was like, oh my God, what are these hormones? So I think really mentally preparing to have a totally different lifestyle is key. And so to go along with that, I'm like, I know for me to function, I need sleep, which is impossible for a new mom. I know this. So I'm gonna think I'm like, what are all the sleep things? I'm looking at swaddling. I was looking at later on, what is that? The magic, what is that thing, y'all? You put your babies in.
Oh, the
It's
magic suit?
yes, me too.
I never
Now,
used
Carolyn?
We are researching the thing. We're looking at night nannies. I'm like, what are we gonna do these first few months? So for me, that's just the most important part. 'Cause I'm like, mentally, mommy needs to be okay, take care, and just trying to do the best that I can to learn about sleeping, sleep training baby, all that stuff.
I will tell you this. You really hit some really important topics because when I was pregnant, nobody really nobody talked to me about we didn't talk about postpartum depression. And let's just keep it real. Nobody tells you how hard it is. And sometimes, culturally, some people are just kind of like, get over it. I hate to
Right.
sound like that, but, culturally, like, my, someone in my family didn't have the option to, how can I put this? Like she had to go to work right away. She
Right.
didn't have any help. So she had to suck it up and just push through. But I'll tell you this, there was plenty times where I locked myself in the bathroom and cried in front of the mirror. There was plenty times where I was just like, I had my little breakdowns. And one of the most important things for me is just having someone to talk to. So whatever that outlet is just know that we don't talk about it enough.
Yeah.
And sometimes it lasts 1 month, it lasts 3 months, it could last a year. Everyone is so different. When you stop nursing, it can happen to you.
Yeah.
It could, it's, and not to scare you. I just want to just tell you the truth,
Well,
We
no,
all-
I'm hoping for I'm hoping for the best, right? But preparing just in case. So having those weekly sessions with my therapist just to talk about all the things. Some days are good, some aren't. But to be the best mother I could be, I want to be in the best headspace I can be.
Yeah. And just know that it's 100% okay. Everything that you're going through, it's okay. Like I literally had my moments where I was just, I called my friend, I called my friends and just cried on the phone just because I need to let it out. And also for the dads, it happens to the dads too. Dads have their moments also because it is a lot. Kids are a lot. Babies are a lot. They're the most incredible thing in the world, but it's a lot because they flip your life upside down. So, just to get adjusted, it's so important to talk to somebody I love that you are, connected with your therapist. There's so many websites that can offer free therapy and resources. So I just encourage everyone to just look into it. Because it's really real. And there is also different ways to help you through your postpartum journey, but don't be shy. Don't be scared because it's 100% just normal. It's just
I'll
normal.
tie it back. The Nanit's going to help with the sleeping. I realize I will have peace of mind. I will have peace of mind looking over the babies from wherever I am.
100% so. That's one thing that helped a lot of us. Now, Wendy and Alicia, you could jump into this one too, Wendy. So, any nursery decor or anything that's trendy or chic products that are worth it?
Well, like I said before, the snoo definitely, or the Four Moms bassinet is really great. They look nice as well. I'm very I like the fashiony stuff, so I have to find something that kind of matches my bedroom decor as well. So everything is like white or natural wood. And I also like is it nestig? I can't pronounce it. Is it nestig?
Yeah, I have that one too. The
Big
mystic.
wig.
Yeah.
I just ordered that and I can't wait for it. When I transition the baby into the new room, the baby's gonna be in that. And I really like the Love Every Play Gym. It's like really good. You should get the subscription too. It's like very good. I like the, wooden Montessori play stuff. It's really
That's cute. Yes. I use those too. Yes. Those
Good.
are a lot of fun.
And for my first son, I have the Pottery Barnes Sloan acrylic convertible crib. I like acrylic stuff. So I have that, and it's white. It's really nice. I have the matching dresser as well. So everything's kind of be like, I don't really go with themes. I like it very neutral and unisex, just in case, like you could pass it on, And also, yeah, I use a lot of acrylic stuff in my nursery.
Cute. I love that.
Yeah.
Now, Alicia, have you decided like which way you're gonna go?
Yes, girl. Like now we're talking my language. So we're transferring my very New York City single girl apartment. I'm transferring my dining room, which is like very Art Deco, into the nursery. So one of the things I love is pill and stick wallpaper. So it's just been like so cool to just add that, like do a pop. But really I'm going with coastal chic. So a lot of white, some exposed wood. I'm just really loving. Yeah, just like furry rugs. We're just anything like wooden and white, because obviously white opens up the spaces. We're dealing with limited space. I don't want it to be a baby room. This is gonna be a cool ass baby room. So yeah.
I love that. Now, okay, so we're going to switch things up and go to our expert, Jen. Yes, Jen. So, I mean, you've given us so much great information, but so for people who are just tuning in, or just to reiterate, okay, because it is chaotic when you think of putting your baby registry together, it's just very overwhelming. What is the key to building a baby registry?
So this is what I always tell people. I get asked this question a lot. I hear a lot from parents to be about being overwhelmed, which we've talked about already. And I also get asked a lot about like, what stroller should I get? Like, what's the best stroller? What's the best crib? When you're building your baby registry, you have to really spend some time thinking about your life and your lifestyle. So for example, when I had my first baby, I lived in New York City. I lived in like 3 rooms in an elevator building. It was tiny, it was small apartment. I needed totally different things than when I had my second baby. I live in the suburbs. I have a house. I have a car. Very different. I picked this time around a very different stroller, a very different bassinet even. Like everything was different because I was in a different space. Are you like an outdoorsy person? Do you think you want to baby wear a lot? And not necessarily going to know the answer to all of those questions, but just spend some time thinking about how your life is set up, both like what kind of parent you hope you're going to be, but also like logistics and reality of like, I'm going to be in the car, all the time, or I'm not going to be in the car very much. And that will influence a lot of the decisions you make. And then I'd also say just like, you do you, right? Some people love to research and it makes them really happy. I was one of those, obviously, like this is the field I work in. I write about baby gear for a living. I recommend baby gear for a living. So it works for me. Other people I know, they didn't want to do that. So you don't have to. You can ask a couple friends, like, what did you like? Take a few suggestions and then add something to your list. It's not like the end all be all of, you're going to buy things as your baby grows anyway. So it doesn't have to be all or nothing. And you don't have to go like super intense into the research if you think that's going to make you more overwhelmed than you already are. But on the flip side, like I said, if you're a kind of person who loves to research all the things, like there are plenty of places to do that, Babylist, and plenty of others as well. So I would say that would be my other tip. So look at your lifestyle, and then also like you do you when it comes to how you approach adding items.
I'm laughing because I saw some of the comments. Someone's like, I've never done so much research in my life.
No, it's a lot of decisions, right? Like I think the average Babylist registry has something like 125 products on it. That's like, it's a lot of decisions. It's a lot of work that goes into that.
Yeah, you do. And then you do go down these rabbit holes and get super overwhelmed. So yeah. And it's crazy because like you said, everyone's so different. We all live different lifestyles. So what worked for me doesn't have, not necessarily work for you. So it's so true.
I didn't realize there's so many different pacifiers. So I put on my registry the Babylist pacifier box to figure out what kind they like. I'm like, who knew?
That's so cool, right? To have options ready to go.
Yeah.
Jen, another question for you. So what products are the best for safe sleep?
So we talked about this a little. Well, so first of all, I always like to start the conversation with, I am a baby gear expert. I am not a pediatrician. So as much as I would like to think I know a lot about this, and I do know the basics, I always recommend to parents, safe sleep is so important. It is car seat safety and safe sleep are the two things that I really want you as a new parent to get educated on. So talk to your pediatrician, go to the American Academy of Pediatrics website. They have a ton of articles. They're not overwhelming. There's a couple key ones you can read with like, here are the basics of safe sleep. Make your caregivers and grandparents read them too, because a lot has changed from when we were little to versus like what you're doing with your baby now. So I always recommend that. But product wise, I will say the Nanit, I love. I feel like we've all said it, so we don't have to say it again, but great to be able to watch your baby with your sleep training. If you're not sleep training, if you are sitting 2 feet from your baby in the bassinet and you just don't want to get up, I love the insights. I love that you can see exactly how long they've been sleeping, when they fell asleep, what they did overnight. It's something that didn't exist with my first baby and it now exists, and I use it all the time with my second, and I absolutely love it. And then another thing I would say that I keep seeing brought up in the chat is the Newton mattress. I love the Newton mattress so much. It is a breathable core mattress. So it's literally made from like a woven polymer. You can stick your face up to it and breathe right through it. It's amazing. It's light and easy. So when you're changing the crib, you just like pop it out. It's also so easy to clean. If your baby has a blowout in it, you can put it in the shower and hose it down because it's made of this like really cool, I don't even know, food grade something or other. So I'm a huge fan. I think sleep is something that people worry about a lot, rightfully so, especially when your baby starts rolling to their stomach. Even as a second time parent, I knew it's still so jarring to see them with their head like flat down. But with the Newton, I knew he could breathe like right through it. So it's, I can't say enough wonderful things about it.
I didn't even know about the Newton. That's such
Oh,
great
it's so
information.
good.
Oh my gosh. Now we had we gave you guys like a nice chat about, finding the right stroller, but you did bring up car seats.
Yep.
And I saw somebody in the chat that said that you can actually contact your local fire department to have them help you properly install a car seat if you need.
Yes and no. So what you're actually looking for is a certified car seat. I always say it wrong. It's a child passenger safety technician. So it's a CPST. You can go on their website. You can actually search, like if you search like car seat safety tech, it'll come up, but it's a CPST. Some fire stations have people registered as one, so they will be able to help you, but not all do. So I would recommend going to the website. You can search by your location and then you can book them. Sometimes they come to your house. Or they'll have like a public event, like a car seat check event that you can go to. Or sometimes you can go to like a local hospital or a fire station and people with that certification will be able to check the seat for you. But yeah, highly recommend, definitely.
That's great. And really quickly, when people are trying to figure out what kind of car seats to buy, what are some tips that you recommend?
So a few things. The one thing you can feel confident about is no matter the price point, every car seat has to pass a certain level of federal safety standards if it's sold in this country. So yes, with a more expensive seat, you'll be getting like extras, but if your budget only allows for a $150 car seat, not a $400 car seat, you're still getting a very safe seat. So don't worry about that. Otherwise, I would think about material. Some people prefer like a more natural, like a merino wool, which will be more expensive. Some people are okay with more synthetic fabrics. I would think about weight. If you know you're going to be, if you live in like a walk up or somewhere you're taking the baby on like public transportation, and you could probably use a stroller or carrier, but if you're going to have the baby in the seat, like it can get really heavy. So the weight of a car seat, obviously the cost, the weight and height limit, some seats have higher weight and height limits than others. So if you don't know how big your baby's going to be, but like if you're a taller person, if your partner's taller and you think maybe you might have a bigger baby, you might want to look for a seat that, will last you longer. And then I think that's about it. The other one thing I would say is the ability to use it without the base. And that's really important if you don't have a car and you're using like an Uber or a ride share or a taxi. You want a seat that you can install with the seatbelt or with the latch right into the car, into the Uber, and you don't have to bring the heavy base with you. So you can look for that as well.
That's great. And this is really important. What are some of the best products to transition from newborn to toddler?
Newborn to toddler. Well, we already talked about the Hatch, which is like one of my favorite ones because I love anything that I can use from day one until my kid is like 4 years old and I don't have to buy it again. I am also a huge fan of the Stoka Trip Trap Height Chair. It's a classic. It's been around since like 1975. It is so durable. It starts off as you can buy an infant insert for it. So you can actually like put a very little baby in it even before they're ready to eat, just like say you want to bring them to the table. And then it has an infant seat, and then eventually the infant seat comes out, and the seat works until something like 200 and something pounds. So I have an 8-year-old who just got out of his like last year. And that was only because he was like, I want to sit in a kitchen chair. I don't want to sit in the seat anymore, but it's so ergonomic. It puts them at the perfect position for eating with like, it has an adjustable footrest. So they're at a 90-degree angle, which is helpful for like safe swallowing and safe chewing. It will last you forever. You can use it as an adult seat. So big fan of that one. And then someone mentioned the Love Every Play Gym, which I also love. It goes from about birth until it even transforms into like a little tent. So like your toddler can play with it when you're done with the play gym. Yeah. And then also I would say the Ergo Baby Omni Dream Carrier is one of my favorites. You can use it from birth until well into toddlerhood. You can do a front carry, you can do a back carry. I think you can even do a hip carry, but I'm not positive. Really lightweight, really comfortable, a lot of lumbar support, a lot of shoulder support. Big fan of that one.
So what's something you wish you were told before building your registry? So what are you hearing over at Babylist? Because I know you hear it all. So tell us.
I mean, it's funny. We do a lot of user panels because we want to obviously know what you guys are asking and what people are having trouble with. And I, I'm going to repeat myself, like the overwhelming thing we hear a ton, like that is probably the number one thing of like, I am so overwhelmed. I don't know where to begin. And I think, not to like plug what we do, but we have so many resources to help. We have videos, we have product guides, we have how-tos. Just like, read up a little, like just spend a little time getting familiar with all of that. It will help a lot, and it will make you more confident in your decisions. And then like talk to other parents. Like, I feel like this is a perfect opportunity, right? Like, I don't know a lot of you guys, and we're like easily having a chat about like, oh, I love that. Oh, like, I mean, I admitted like to stucking my baby's snot without like a filter. That's disgusting. But like, talk to other parents and get recommendations from them. And you don't have to necessarily follow them, but it's super helpful to hear what other people are loving, because odds are like, you'll probably love it too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking right now, and Alicia, this is for you. This is something that I loved. And I forgot about this, but for me, what was really clutch? 2-zipper onesies.
Oh, yes.
Okay, but that versus the button downs. Break it down for me.
Don't get the buttons.
Oh, you need the magnet ones.
Okay.
Get the magnet ones.
Okay. So 2-zipper onesies and magnet.
Okay, wait, Wendy, which ones are you recommending?
Magnetic Me. All magnet. That's all I use.
Okay, so Wendy and DJ Lady S, they use the magnets, which they're really cool. I didn't get to use the magnets, but they all had positive reviews.
Okay.
So
I'm changing my baby list. Thank you, ladies. Add it on there.
Because remember, you might like it, you might not. So the beauty of a baby list is that you could just try things. You know what I mean? So you're not spending tons of money. But the 2-zipper onesies were so cool because you zip from the bottom up. Just you don't have to get them all naked, completely take the whole thing off. You could just take the bottom off to just change the diaper and put it right back on. So to me, I was like, every time everyone wanted to give me a onesie, I was like, can you see if that's
don't give me no buttons.
So that was one of the things. Everything's coming back to me, and I'm like, yes, the 2-zipper onesies was a
good call. The 2-zipper onesie is like key.
It's so
smarter, not harder. I appreciate the recommendation.
Yes. Amelia, anything else that you can think of that's a must-have that we didn't talk about? Or
well, honestly, it might not be a super duper must-have, but I used it so much, and every time, and I still use it now. My baby's 15 months. Every time I change her, I put these. I don't know what the right word is, so Jen, please do correct me. But I use these wee pads that you usually use for dogs,
for
kids. Because I did have, I do have a little story. We went to my in-laws, and she had a very big poopy, and I had to change her in the car. So, I wanted to get her up as clean as possible. So I changed her in the car. I put the wee pad under, and I thought she had finished pooping. pooping, but she didn't finish pooping. And all of a sudden there was like a last and then thank God it landed on the wee wee pad because I was changing her in the car. And okay, that day I wasn't smart enough to carry a second outfit. So that really saved me, because if you're a new mom, you want everything to kind of go seamlessly. And then to me, like going out, I had like postpartum anxiety. So going out was like an anxiety moment. So everything had to go smoothly. So I was very happy that I had that wee wee pad to catch it all up. Otherwise, I would have been on a ride back home. So.
That's a good one. Anyone
Yeah.
else? Amelia, did you think of one?
I do. I have two that are more like for mommy than for baby.
Yes, need those.
So, I know sometimes people have like planned C-sections and sometimes you don't, and some, just end up having their vaginal birth. If you are going to have a vaginal birth, like, or if you're planning to, I would highly suggest making what's called a padsicle. I know that Freedom Mom, has like this whole like kit, which is great, and like they have like like a little squirt bottle for your perineum and everything. But making your own padsicles using like 100% cotton like maxi pads, the overnight ones are best. Don't get ones that have a gel in it because it's not going to work. But you add aloe vera, witch hazel, and you like basically soak them. I mean, like completely soak them with it. Put them in a Ziploc bag, and then you put it in the freezer, and you use that during your postpartum healing. Let me tell you, oh my God.
Yes.
Made things so much easier for postpartum healing, like really helped with like healing down there, reducing inflammation. I mean, just all around wonderful. I used them for a while. I'm gonna be honest. I used them for like a week. Even though there's some debate about how long you should use them. I think like you should check in with your birth team about that, in your personal healing process. But I used that, and I used I used Depends. Also, like I would put my pad in the Depends because then I didn't have to worry about any leaking. And using Depends is great. They're great for continuing, like once you're done with the padsicles. But they're also just great for the beginning when you're like worrying about like, how much am I, bleeding and all that stuff. That's one for mom. But the other one that I would suggest for mom is if you are gonna be breastfeeding, a good pump and a haka for two reasons. So and also sunflower, I always say this wrong, lecithin or whatever the hell, sunflower something. Because you are most likely going to get mastitis at least once. It's not to scare you, it's just to help you be prepared. Whether your baby has a good latch or not, it doesn't matter. Maybe you decided in the middle of the night to go and roll over onto your stomach and you got a clogged duct that way. Like it happens so many ways, right? But having a good pump is helpful because it can help to move that clogged duct, like, the clog in the duct along. But the haka is also really great because what you can do is you can put some like warm water, so like some hot water and like some Epsom salt in there and suction that on. And that really helps to not only release like, and clear it out, but it helps reduce like the inflammation. I've also done it with like chamomile tea in there because it reduces the inflammation and helps move it along, using like I call it a rice sock. You basically fill a sock with rice and you warm it up and you use that as like a hot compress that helps to move it along too. These are some things for mom, just because I think like we focus so much on baby, right, that we sometimes forget what are some things that mom needs. And I think like regardless of how you give birth, either having a chiropractic session or a, massage on your list that you do post birth, I think is just so helpful for so many of us. Because let's be real, things get shifted. You spend all these months getting your organs shifted. You think everything else ain't gonna be shifting in some capacity as they, come down the birth canal. You got to open up so they can do that to begin with. But having those things are really helpful with like getting back into your body, right? And feeling like your body is somewhat I'm not going to sit here and say like what it was pre-pregnancy, but you can at least get back into some sense of comfort in your body on a physical level with how it feels. Because I know that that's really one of those things that can be super intense. And there's one last thing that it's not necessarily for you or baby, but learning about tongue ties, because whether you're going to be breastfeeding or not, learning about tongue ties and lip ties are really helpful, because it can even impact how your baby is, drinking from a bottle, can mess with their sleep, things like that. And I saw somebody ask about what's your favorite diaper bag. I have to say, I tell everybody to get this bag if you want to have like a fashionable and cute diaper bag that also has room for all the things. I'm big on the Telfar medium size shopper that I tell everybody, get that bag if you can, because I know it's always sold out, but get that bag because I've used that and it's like the perfect size for putting stuff in. Like I'm talking about extra outfits, bottles, the whole like little changing packs that they make now, putting that in and still having a sense of being like not just a mom, you know what I mean? Like it's called the Telfar bag. The Telfie medium size shopper. The large ones are good for like an overnight bag if if you're taking baby for an overnight, but the medium is perfect for if you need like a daytime diaper bag. You can put your diapers, you can put extra outfits, toys, snacks, all kinds of things in there. And I think at the same time it's nice to be able to have a sense of like, wow, I'm still like an individual, right? I'm not just a mom. This isn't some big like diaper bag that everybody knows is a diaper bag, right? But it's still big enough to get everything you need in there. Sorry, I know I threw a bunch.
No, I gotta jump in there though, because I have a couple of Telfar bags, but let me turn you ladies on. So I was reading Vogue, trying to be all bougie, their best baby bags. A lot of it, I'm like, no, we cannot pay $2,000. But have y'all tried the Masonette? I swear by this line, you guys. The baby bag is like $70. I just got it. It's so trendy. It is, but it has all the pockets. It is super, 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 super cute and very functional. You can fit a lot of stuff in there. So I know the Telfar, but also I say add Masonette to your list.
Jen, and maybe you can jump in here, but they also have, because I think I saw this online, they have inserts that you can put in any bag, right?
Yep, it's a tote. I think it's called Tote Savvy.
So cool. You can put it
and you can do, you can use like you can use a regular purse, like if that's what you want to carry, like a tote bag. And then you can, I love that. Or even just go on like Amazon and buy like, like the makeup bag type little pouches, and you can do the organization yourself if you want to just use a regular tote. But otherwise, I do love bags with lots of pockets. Love.
So we have options. You could turn your fashion bag and just put an insert inside to have compartments, like to Amelia's point. So whichever way you decide to go. And one thing for me, I just need to make sure that it's waterproof because I definitely had a lot of spills in the inside or, little baby throw up. You never know what's going to happen, so something that's easy to clean. Now, Wendy, what about you? Do you have like, what's a must have that you were like, I cannot live without this one?
You need the Ubi diaper bin inside your bathroom because in the middle of the night when they poop, you don't want to be going outside throwing out your garbage.
I forgot about that part. Yeah.
It keeps because they poop like 10 times a day, so it's like a lot. And it locks in the smell. So it's I still use it to this day. Even before I had the second one, I still used it because it's just so good.
Oh my God, that's amazing. All right. Well, listen, you guys, this has been fantastic. I had such a great time. Thank you to everyone who tuned in and asked questions, and congratulations because there was a lot of winners in the chat room, and one lucky person today, one lucky person is going to be our big winner. Everything on that registry will be taken care of. So I hope you guys emailed it to social@nanit.com. Make sure you have a Nanit on there because all of us agree, and Alicia listen to us because it's the Nanit is amazing. If you want a peace of mind, you know what I mean? It's just reliable, and all of us got a little extra sleep, a peace of mind because of it.
Yes.
And a big thank you to you, Jen, because let me tell you something. Babylist was so wonderful. Again, easy to navigate. And I can't thank you enough. And thank you for all your tips, because you really, you helped me out. I didn't know a lot of this stuff. And for the expecting moms that are going to give gifts, it was so important.
Good. I'm so glad. It was so much fun. I love talking about baby gear and geeking out about baby gear. I feel like, Alicia, I feel like you should just call me. I'll help you with your registry.
Okay, that is it. That is, I'm gonna call you.
100%. But thank you guys for having me. It was so much fun.
Yes. And we're going to say thank you to our sponsors too. Hatch. Have a hatch on that registry too. Yes. So Bodily, Ella Ola, Nano Baby, Lalo, Newton Baby, Coterie, those diapers are wonderful. And Anya, especially, I think Anya's extra special, right? Because I feel like you need something for yourself. So it's key. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. And listen, no matter what, remember, there's no perfect way to be a parent. Just lead with love, lead with your gut. Lean on your parent friends to learn from their mistakes, listen to their do's and don'ts, and always lean on a friend. We love you guys, and congratulations to all of you. It's been wonderful. And that's it. Thank you for joining us. A lot of love and big hugs.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.